Teen Titans number 16, written by Scott Lobdell and Fabian Nicieza, art by Brett Booth. This is more Death of the Family, and we have Red Hood and Red Robin to pick up from both Red Hood and Teen Titans. So we open up with Red Robin and Red Hood both unconscious. Narration is all Tim Drake, Red Robin. And he's like, I can't open my eyes, but I can smell something. It smells like gun polish. Crap, am I here with Red Hood? And then all of a sudden, Joker walks in. And he's like, hey, you guys awake yet? And it's like, oh, no, you're still unconscious? Well, I'm just going to tell a few jokes anyway. And he just pokes at him and prods him, saying like, oh, Red Hood, how does that mask not fog up whenever it rains? And Tim Drake, oh, imagine what I could do if I was as smart as you. Ha, 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 ha. So anyway, then he's like, all right, well, time to start the real show. And he drops some water on them to wake them both up, and they set up. And I love their little introductions to each other. It's just Red, and then they continue on. So Red Hood asks if Robin has a plan, and he's like, yeah, of course I got a plan, but just don't let the Joker get under your skin no matter what he does. And Joker appears on the TV screen, and he's like, hey, turn around. And they look behind them, and it turns out that Joker has both of their fathers here, and they have bags over their heads, and he's like, oh, don't you just love a family reunion? And then we get the other plots. So Teen Titans were meeting up with the Outlaws, and Roy Harper, a.k.a. Arsenal's like, hey, Teen Titans, you guys kind of suck, and you're not ready for Gotham. Luckily, you had me here to fix the whole Joker toxin thing. And they're like, you're right. We totally needed you. Thank you, Roy Harper. And then Solstice is like, does anybody else notice we got a little bit of a power boost? I think that and she's thinking this part, the guy named Kurt Lance is here. And then we see Kurt Lance nearby, and he's like, oh, good, they managed to handle the Joker virus outbreak. The Teen Titans might be able to be useful. And then all of a sudden he gets attacked by a member of Basilisk named Grey Laura, who was in the Suicide Squad book, and I'm pretty sure should be dead by this point, but regardless. He just takes her out because his abilities to boost people's powers also means he can take them away. And then all of a sudden he gets hit by a laser. And a speech bubble's like, sorry, soldier. We weren't going to send you in here alone. And then we cut to hell or some other dimension, and Trigon's like, yes, because of the book Phantom Stranger, I now have my daughter Raven back, and I have turned her evil. So that's going to be a thing for the Teen Titans. So anyway, we cut back to the Joker plot, and he's like, all right, here's the deal. I am going to let one of you rescue your fathers, but you have to kill the other. And Red Robin's like, that's stupid. We know that's not even like, you wouldn't even let that happen. But then Red Hood just holds a gun to Robin's head, and Robin's like, God, you are an idiot, aren't you? So then a big old fight breaks out, and Red Robin's like, seriously, just like think through this for half a second. Like, there's no way that this could be your father. And he's like, well, what if it is? I can't take that chance. I'm going to shoot you, Red Robin. And Robin blinds him temporarily. Red Hood takes his flight suit away, so they're just fighting hand to hand. And he's like, crap, I forgot that Jason was trained by ninjas. Oh, well, I just have to hit harder, and even though he hits more often. And they keep on fighting. Robin gets his flight suit back, and Robin makes the comment here when he turns his suit into blades, quote, I could kill you right now and you'd have no idea why something you think is so easy to do is so hard for me. Okay. And then we get his internal monologue of could I do it? Could I really kill a killer in order to save two innocent men? Guess we won't have to find out. And then he uses his wingsuit to break the glass Joker is hiding behind, and Red Hood unloads an entire clip into his body. And Tim Drake's like, wow, I would never kill people, but I ain't gonna stop him. And Red Hood's like, oh, cool, great. Anyway, how do you know those weren't our real dads? And Tim's like, my dad doesn't have this scar on his forearm. And Red Hood's like, that's pretty stupid, but okay. And then all of a sudden the Joker's body starts expelling out Joker gas, or some sort of gas. And they realize, crap, that wasn't the real Joker. It was a body double. Oh, God, we're all falling asleep now. And so they pass out again. And Joker drags them to wherever it is he's going. And he's like, I'd like to punish you for not playing by the rules, but that was pretty sneaky, sis. So final panel is him all dressed up, and he's holding two serving platters covered in blood. And he's like, oh, well, it's time for the main event, the main course. Tune in to Batman number 17. Okay, so those 3 panels right in the middle, 3 pages, I should say, of the Teen Titans, the Outlaws, Kurt Lance, Grey Laura, Raven, and Trigon. Why? I understand that, like, this is a tie-in, so people who normally not be reading your book might be tuned in order to catch this. But, like, 2 of those required much more prior knowledge, and one of those was a Phantom Stranger link, which, what? I understand the necessity of it to like link across the universe, but I just for a tie-in to an event like this, just tell the story of your tie-in, man. We don't need all this extra crap. I can just focus on this one thing right now. So yeah, it was a little bit annoying to me. As for the actual fight itself, I mean, the whole thing was that apparently Red Hood never was actually going to kill Robin. He was just buying time for Robin to figure out a plan or something, and he was ready to go with it. And I do like the camaraderie between Red Robin and Red Hood, where Tim's like, nah, me and him are pretty good with each other. I don't really have that big of a deal with this whole anti-hero thing. So they fight together well. I enjoy that camaraderie. I wish it was just the sole focus of the book. But because it was mostly the focus, I will still give this one, I'll give it a 6. And I think that's mainly in the fact of it feels like an unnecessary time. Like, it wasn't even a point where Joker was like, I'm killing you because you're bad for Batman. It's like, okay, well, Jason Todd doesn't even work with Batman, so I don't even know what in the hell you're talking about, Joker. But they didn't do that. So again, why is Jason Todd even here? They never justified it. So yeah, I know I'm long-winded on my review, but it is a very strange issue, but it still gets a 6.